So, hello to everyone who may be hearing this. Uh, I'm gonna say I'm sorry, by the way, if this video is going to be all over the place. But right now, I would like you to notice on the first line up there on the MSI Afterburners overlay. On the graphics card, you can see 78 degrees, 99% usage, and in the end, you can see the graphics card usually pulls around 370 watts. And this video, I had the idea to make this video for a friend of mine who doesn't use the MSI Afterburner and Riva Tuner. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to explain something to him to see if he would like to use these programs and overlay to monitor his temperatures, his usage, his clocks, his um, power draw, everything that this overlay offers. So let's see. Uh, First of all, let me get out of here right now. So this is the MSI Afterburner, and this is the Riva Tuner. When you're installing the MSI Afterburner, it gives you the option to also install the Riva Tuner. They both work together, and the option is already checked in the installer. So yeah, you'll just download both of them together. And what you can do with this, first of all, usually, I think I'm gonna say 90% of gamers use this MSI Afterburner. And this is a program used usually to overclock your graphics card to gain a few FPS and all. Um, but I use it mostly to cut the power limit of the graphics card because usually I play all my games, single player games usually, well, basically always, at 60 FPS with the VSync on, which puts my FPS at 60, which is my refresh rate of the monitor right now. I have a 75 Hz monitor, but I put it at 60, and therefore VSync on will put my frame rate also at 60. And this graphics card usually pulls 370 at 100% usage, but you'll be able to see that now that I have the FPS at 60, it is at 64% usage over there on the first line. And let's see how many FPS I was getting. Let's turn it off again, VSync, and we are getting 94, 93, 94 FPS. So I'm pulling 370 watts. The graphics card over there on the beginning of the first line is at 79 degrees. And I'm gonna cut the power limit until I can get my frame rate at around between 70 to 75 FPS. And then what I'm gonna do is lock it with VSync at 60. Because being at around 70 to 75 FPS, I know I can lock it at 60 and I can play without any frame drops below 60 because I was comfortable around at around 70 to 75 FPS. But the most important here is over here the temperature, 78, 79 degrees, and the power draw, 370, sometimes above that, sometimes below also, but usually around 370 at 100% usage. So we were having 94 FPS, right? Yeah. The graphics card at 79 degrees, 370 watts. So let's start by cutting the power limit, everything, everything here, but my fan speed that I'll talk about soon is at default. So the power limit comes at 100 in default. So I don't need those 94 FPS that I was having. I only need 60 in this case, between 70 to 75 to then lock it at 60. So I'm gonna put my power limit on 80. I already know where I have to put it, but just to explain this, I'm gonna put it at 80% so my graphics card will not be pulling what it usually pulls. It will only pull 80% of the normal. So you have to apply it down here after that. You apply it. Let me go into the game, and now I'm pulling 300 watts, as you can see at the end of the first line. And my temperature is now over here in the beginning of the first line at 70 degrees, not 79. So we cut down the temperatures a lot, 8, 9 degrees. And here, instead of 370 watts, we're pulling 300 watts. And our FPS is still at around 90 down there. So that's not bad at all. We lost 4 FPS, but our temperature dropped a lot and our power draw not bad, 70 watts also. So let's do that again, since I only want 70 to 75 FPS and we're at basically 90. Let's do that again. So I made 80. Instead of going to 70, I'm going to 60 already, just to make this a little bit faster. 60, I'm going to apply it. Let's go into the game, and now we are pulling 220 watts, around 220, damn it, 20 watts, and we are now at 64 degrees up here. I don't know if you can see well, like 220 watts, 64 degrees, and we're having still 80 FPS, which means I can cut the power even more than that. So let's go out once more. And again, instead of 60, let's try 50 now. 50. Let's apply. Let's go back into the game. And now we are having 68 FPS. 67, 68. Those are some stutters that are putting the frame below that, the FPS below that, but it's 68. And our power draw right now is around 185, which is half of the 370 that this card pulls, the card. So 50%. And right now I want to be above 70 a little bit, so I'll be comfortable at around, let's say, 53% on the power limit. Let's apply. And I'm at 74, 75 FPS. But look at the temperatures, 60 degrees instead of 79. Not bad. That's basically 20 degrees below. And instead of 370 watts, we are pulling basically 200. That's not bad at all. And I was talking with my friend. He has a gaming channel, General G. This video is actually for him. That's why I had the idea to make this video, because he told me he wasn't using this. If you want to subscribe to his channel, go there, watch some of his gaming videos and all, and subscribe. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy, but he's running a 4090, an RTX 4090, and I remembered, I think in the summer he said his PC heats up a lot. I even told him to take off his side panel of the computer. That improves his temperatures. But yes, this will improve your temperatures a lot. If you have FPS to spare, this is awesome. And I'm having 75, 74 FPS. Now I'll go to have a really smooth, fluid gameplay. I'll just turn on VSync. I'll have no screen tearing. Stutters. Sometimes it's normal. This game is a little bit stuttery, not a lot, but it is a little bit. But now I'm locked at 60, and look at this. My GPU fans are really quiet right now. The temperatures are awesome, 60 degrees, 61, and I'm pulling 200 watts or a little below that. So that's awesome. And now the MSI Afterburner also, as I would like to explain to him, what I have in here in the game, you can customize this RTX 3080 and all. You can actually customize this and put in monitor whatever you want. I only monitor on the GPU and CPU. I only monitor temperatures, as you can see also below on the CPU, the usage percentage, the clocks, and the power draw. That's all I use. And on VRAM, I only have the VRAM usage, the amount of VRAM that is using, and I actually have the megahertz unnecessary, but I just put it. And on RAM, on physical RAM, I only have the usage and nothing else. I have the current FPS that is now 60 with VSync on. I have the averages and I have the maximum FPS. I only have these two, you know, it's actually unnecessary. And the frame time is kind of useful, I guess, to see when the game is stuttering and all that stuff. But now let's get to what else the MSI Afterburner can do. You can go here on settings. I already have this big so you can see well. You can go here on fan and you can apply your fan curve. So mine is ramping up at above 30. It will start ramping up, but if your fans are too noisy you can just drop it. This is very you know easy. I don't really have to explain that. And then just apply. Okay. And here, if you have to put this on, this one, it's off on default. This is on automatic. It's at 30% right now, but you can turn this on and it will apply your fan curve, the one that you applied here. So what else? Monitoring. I only use the ones you just saw, so you'll have to press on it. GPU temperature. If you wanna have it like I do, or want to take some of those off or apply others, you just you watch everything this has. But what I have here, I have the GPU temperature. First of all, I have the GPU temperature and CPU temperature also on tray down here. Let me minimize this one. I have them down here. GPU temperature and the CPU temperature at all times. It doesn't matter if I'm playing or not, it's always here because this also starts. Uh, I put this to start with Windows at all times. So on monitoring, you can press on GPU temperature like this, and then you have to press on that little mark on the side. These ones are not applied. This one is, this one is, this one is. So the ones you want, you actually have to press on that little thing. So these options will show up like this, and then you can put it show in on-screen display, like I have on the game, and you can also put show in tray icon like I do, but I only have the GPU temperature and CPU temperature like this. They will show up here. You'll have to drag them down so it's visible at all times. I have the GPU temperature, GPU usage. Those I only have in on-screen display, not on tray. Memory usage, the memory of the VRAM. I have the core clock of the GPU, the memory clock of the VRAM. It's kind of unnecessary, the memory clock, only the usage is fine. I have the power draw of the GPU. I don't have any fan speed or anything, all unnecessary things. Here on the CPU temperature, this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can ignore those. Just go to the last one that doesn't have a number, CPU temperature, and put it on screen display. And if you want on tray like I have here, the CPU temperature. Also, below, you can also ignore all of these that have a number, CPU 7, CPU 8, 9. These are your threads on the CPU, the number. Go straight to the one that doesn't have a number, and this is the usage of the CPU, the percentage. I have here also on screen display. We go down. I have the CPU clock, CPU power, and RAM usage. Also, you have to apply it here to show in on-screen display. And if you want something on your tray, just apply it here. I don't, only the CPU and GPU temperature, like I said. I have the frame rate. I have the frame time with graph. You can put here graph. The graph is this line that shows you when the game is stuttering or when it's flat like this. And what else do I have? I have the average and the maximum frame rate also in on-screen display. But for you to have these ones will not show up until you go here to benchmark, here on the side. Is it on benchmark? No, it's not on benchmark. Where the hell is it? I completely forgot where it is. Damn. Yeah. Uh, no, is it on? I think it might be here on RivoTuner because these two work together, MSI Afterburner and RivoTuner. Setup, general, general. Oh yeah, okay. You have to go here on general where you have to go down here on setup on the RivoTuner. And here, enable benchmark mode. This will not be checked. You have to check this one. If it is unchecked, I'll press OK. Unchecked, you will not, you will only have your current FPS. You'll not have your averages like I put on the MSI Afterburner thing, monitoring, or the maximum frame rate. So you have to come to the RivoTuner setup, you come down and you check this one, enable benchmark mode, and OK. And then you will have your averages and maximum frame rate. If you want them, obviously, you can just put the current frame rate of your game. So this is what I have. I think this is all I wanted to show you, but it was especially about the... oh, and you can customize. Really? Okay. The game... the game just dropped. Yeah, I just wanted to show you mostly the, what you can do here with the power limit. How much you can cut your temperatures and power draw on the GPU. Now, another things, some other apps that I actually thought that you might want to use. First of all, I don't know if you have the new NVIDIA app. I put this here to not forget what I wanted to show you actually. I don't know if you have the new NVIDIA app or not. This has been out since last year. I think eventually it's going to substitute the NVIDIA control panel. You do have the NVIDIA control panel, this one, obviously. Do you have this apply? You do have this apply, right? So you have a 1440p monitor general. So I think you now have 4K also, don't you? I think you applied that a while ago. That doesn't matter. The new NVIDIA app is actually going to, I think, substitute the NVIDIA control panel eventually, completely. And this is still being updated. NVIDIA is bringing new stuff and stuff. And your games will show up here on graphics. Don't worry if things are not loading immediately. Sometimes things just don't load immediately. And I think if you're not online, things will not actually load at all, like your games here. And you can, like game by game, you can actually apply stuff, you know. I think for all these apps that I'm showing you right now, like this NVIDIA app, the new NVIDIA app, you better go on YouTube and watch watch someone who actually understands about this a lot better than me and explain all of the options, all of the stuff. and the NVIDIA overlay that might not be showing up. It's not showing up the option down here on settings. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the NVIDIA overlay, you press Alt Z and you have it right here. Wow, I've been recording for 20 minutes already. Holy crap. Wasn't supposed to be this long. Sorry about that. And you also have the options about everything, video capture, shortcuts, and all that stuff. So if you don't have it, this is the actually necessary one that if you don't need it right now, you will eventually. Now, lossless scaling. I don't know if you have lossless scaling or not. This app costs like $6 or $7 on Steam, and you will have frame generation times 2, times 3, times 4, times 2 is the best one. You have FSR and other upscaling options. You have sharpness. I actually use this mostly on Bash, but it's just the upscaling option because I like to play the game in 16 by 9, but stretched to the screen. I like to play like that on this game, even though PES also has ultra-wide resolutions like my monitor. That doesn't matter. This is mostly useful for frame generation. You'll have frame generation in all games. It works better in some than in others, in some games. So again, watch a review of this on YouTube. You may not need it because you have an RTX 4090, but who knows? Just watch a review. It's very useful and very cheap on Steam. DLSS Swapper. DLSS Swapper, this one is also really useful. You can go here. Your games will show up here, but not all of them. The ones that have DLSS, FSR, XeSS, FrameGen, many, like it says here, manually added. These are the ones I added manually. You can go here, add game, and you just press on the folder of your game, not the exe file itself, just the folder where the game is installed, and just put it there. Just press on it and select game folder, and it will show up here the covers. I downloaded the covers manually and applied them, so that's your choice. It will just show up in gray. If you don't, doesn't matter. The thing about this DLSS swapper is that you can go here on library and you can download the latest DLSS frame gen, ray reconstruction, FSR 3.1, all of these above. You can download the latest one. I didn't download these ones, only the latest one always. I downloaded all of them. And then you can go on your games and just apply them like I just did. You go here, it says which version you are using, and you apply the first one, press swap, and you'll have the latest version of DLSS. In your case, just the DLSS and DLSS frame generation, ray reconstruction. Or if some of your games don't have DLSS and you want to change FSR, just do it, or XeSS, whatever. So this is also a very useful app. Again, if you are interested, just watch a review on YouTube. It's the best thing. Again, one thing I wanted to show you also, I don't know if you're kind of like me when you're all over the place looking for, just looking for settings. Where are the settings you're looking for and all? Sometimes I can't really find them either fast enough or at all. So God mode, this little thing here, is just one folder that you can create. Just create a folder, and you're gonna write as the name of the folder, you're gonna write this over here. Just click pause then when you want and write this, all of this, right here on the name of the folder. I'm going to just copy. Let me erase this one. I'm gonna copy and paste, and then you'll have this folder. And when you open this folder, which is the God mode folder, you open the folder and you have this. You have all these options. I think every settings that exist on Windows, you'll have them right here. All the settings you want, everything. You have sound settings. You have store spaces, sync center, system settings, taskbar and navigation settings, troubleshooting, user account settings, Windows, Defender firewall, Windows tools. You have everything you want here. Internet options, File Explorer options, ease of access center. Like you can just check it out, date and time, device and printers. Everything that you may need, you'll have it here. You just have to, at least the first time you're gonna have to be looking at all of this and see what's useful for you and what's not. But it's a really, really useful folder where you have every settings you may need. So just copy this into the folder. And I think that is all I wanted to show you. Took me a long time, I know, I'm sorry about that, but it was mostly about the MSI Afterburner. This is extremely useful. So if you want to know more about this, again, you better just watch a review on YouTube. It's the best thing. Someone may explain you these things a lot better than me. So see you next time.